Hi everyone, welcome to this video. My name's Anthony Cummins, I'm a historical researcher and author, and today we're going to be carrying on with true ninjutsu, and we're going to be looking at a man called Ogasawara Sensei from the late 1500s to the early 1600s, and we're working from the book of Samurai and Ninja if you want to follow along. Now today I've got a bit of a longer one and I really enjoy this passage, I love it. So I'm going to take extracts from it and discuss it for you. So we're in something called avoiding risky conflicts, and it says concerning those who serve as shinobi. So when events change to a time of turbulence, there will be no time for those who are shinobi to rest. They are busy moving back and forth to the enemy province. This is especially so just before a lord leaves for war. They have to move around to know the geography of the enemy province, the boundaries of the area, to listen to the rumours taking place, to observe and listen, gathering the information on enemy tactics. So the Lord is stood there and he says, raise the army, get all the samurai. Remember, this is Sengoku period where a lot of the samurai are living off in the hills and they're living in different areas. He sends out orders for war, jimbure, and they go out. Samurai are opening their doors in the morning, there's a messenger there, bring your clan, probably to a clan patriarch, bring everyone to war. Okay, conch shells go, let's go to war. So what happens here is the shinobi go off. Boom! It says, right, so before he's done this, he'll have sent his shinobi out and say, right, he'll go to the captain of the igamono or the kokomono. He'll say, not always, but remember they are in most armies. Right, igamono, kokomono, you served me well. Off you go to the enemy. You've got to go back, come back, go there, come back, go there, come back. And shinobi are really busy at this point. So what happens is teams of shinobi go out and monomi scouts. And the monomi go out on horseback and they're checking the area. But the shinobi are checking topography. They're checking, can we fit an army there? Remember, it's a staged plan. So when you're at step one, you're like, the army will move this many miles per day. We need, at certain points, we need to know where the army can stay. This is why shinobi need to know warfare tactics and gungaku, because they need to know, oh, okay, is there enough water there? Is it an ambush place? Is there a choke point? Is there a floodplain? There's all these problems they have to deal with, and they will pick and say, that's the best place for the army. It's within the army's marching distance. That is better. It's defendable. Let's go. And that's what they will do. And of course, other shinobi are checking for if the enemy are getting ready and all this. So bit by bit, the shinobi are going backwards and forwards. Information is streaming into HQ, okay? Then it says, then you go past that and you get to the battles. And it says, during battles, they even infiltrate through arrow and gun ports in enemy castles and move around in all directions on the battlefield or the area of conflict. Sometimes they remain within the enemy, and other times they go back to their allies. They go forth and return without being noticed, even by their own allies. They deceive the enemy in various ways, and when their own forces move on a night attack, they go ahead of the troop, guiding them along the way. At times they will steal the enemy's weapons, deceive the enemy, pass through their checkpoints, and do this without sparing their own lives. They will have... Now, what we got there is bang out of the other manual. Shoninki tells us, it says, get in there, steal the enemy's weapons, set fire to their stores. Shinobi are on the inside, shinobi sometimes are on the outside. They go backwards and forwards with no one noticing. Remember, and even that, when we get to other manuals, it tells us that the shinobi are billeted on their own. So when the army move out together, the shinobi have their own hut, their own place. They don't get involved with any of the normal guarding, any of the normal jobs. Their job is shinobi. That's it. So they're creeping through arrow ports, creeping through gun ports, they're in and out, they're deceiving, they're doing propaganda, they're listening. These guys are like busy bees, active, boom, 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 boom. But in the day they're asleep, like, or sometimes they take turns. It goes on to say, they will have no concern for any disgrace that they may receive. Even though a Bushi warrior should put the highest priority in loyalty over disgrace, there are many tasks that carry humiliation in the job of shinobi. It is often the case that people who are not exclusively hired for this job really do not accept these tasks. There, guys, in that sentence is a superb understanding of how shinobi and bushido match together. It says that the bushi should put the highest priority on loyalty over disgrace. We've discussed this in another video. Loyalty over disgrace. So that Bushi, that samurai warrior who is hired for the job of Shinobi no Mono, does not feel the disgrace because he knows he's doing it for the Lord. But he's saying, remember we've talked about this before, you can just make a shinobi on the spot. They don't have to be professional. You can say, I need you to do this. I need someone who's good at running. Okay, go over that way, do this, get that. And they have to do things they don't like. And this samurai, the Bushi are like, who are non-professional ninja, doing the job of a ninja, are like, I don't want to do that. So this fills the question, guys, of those people who say, how does the samurai deal with Bushido and versus ninjutsu? How can this work? This is how, because those that do it as full-time know it's just part of loyalty. Those who do it part-time are a bit like, I'm not used to this, I'm a samurai and I'm not used to this. Whereas the other guy's like, I'm a samurai, but I'm also Shinobi no Mono. I am used to this. Now this is interesting, this is superbly interesting. Sometimes miners, carpenters, blacksmiths and the so on are attached to shinobi, so attached to their groups. The miners are used for digging holes and they make good judgment on where water should be found. So shinobi goes out and says, we're going to be here, guys, you know, to the miner. The miner's next to him is like, this is where the army is going to camp. Where's the best place for water? The miner says, there. That's where your water is. Or they sometimes undermine the enemy castle and shinobi will dig trenches. I've got in Book of Samurai series, in the next book, it talks about trench construction and it talks about how to use shinobi in trenches with miners. Natori Sensei has some superb understanding of gungaku and it's all confirmed in things like this where you get late 1500 guys who've been to war telling you that this has happened. And then it says the blacksmiths and the carpenters are used for building watchtowers or besieging constructions. They also enable the climbing of heights and the flattening of lower places. So like you've got the Roman armies, they would literally flatten something or fill something in. The shinobi go out and say, what do we need to do here? And the blacksmith would be like, right, we can... Obviously blacksmith's an English term, but basically it's like engineers, artificers, that type of thing. And they say, okay, we can flatten that, we can build it there, we can build there. Now about here there'll be an image of a tower and these are the watchtowers. I saw one, I'll try and find an image and put it there. If it's not there I apologise, but I saw the signal. I went to a festival in Japan where they had the signal flares going up from some really old ryu, some Koryu, about these fire signals. And this is the type of thing they're talking about. They're talking about going out with shinobi, building towers and then sending signals, or building towers on observation platforms, or building towers and besieging the enemy. All these miners are attached to it. How awesome is that? That you would never put miners, engineers, artificers, blacksmiths together with shinobi, but that's what they were doing. They were partnering up. So it says here, building watchtowers, constructing besieging engines, knowing where the enemy is strictly defended to facilitate an upcoming attack are all measures that should be conducted based on the judgment of the shinobi. Remember to be resourceful. These points also apply when building a temporary fort that faces an enemy castle. So guys, I hope you're getting an understanding of true ninjutsu. This idea that shinobi were these peasant farmers with no teeth, you know, arr, arr, I'm shinobi and I'm against the samurai and I like cider. It's just ridiculous. These guys are sophisticated, well-trained, well-experienced people who understand engineering. Yeah, they may not be able to understand how to build the actual thing, but they know where to put the platforms, how that will work, they know how to deal with things. And this gives us a whole new understanding of the sophisticated samurai shinobi who has an amazing mind. Even though like he's a commando and he's got all these skills, he also has to know lots of things about besieging an army or how to withstand a besiege. He absolutely has to know an amazing amount of information. And remember, Isui Sensei tells us, on this path it's just best to know everything and all you can. So guys, I'm hoping we're getting through to you now that when you go to your dojos, you don't have to be limited to doing some small amount of things. You've got an expanse of things to study that will even help you in your daily life. Yep. So I'm hoping you're enjoying the series so far. Right guys, can you tell me anything you know about construction, engineering, artificers in the medieval world? What do you know about besieging? It can be Western, it can be Eastern, anything you like. Let me know in the comments down below and I'll try to read them over the next few days.